G'day everybody, and welcome to Train Sim World 2020. Why am I doing a Train Sim World 2020 and continuing on with that series? Well, because I love driving trains, and it is a simulation after all. So this is the West Somerset DLC for TSW. I got it on special. The DLC in these games is very, very expensive, so the only time you really can get it, if you don't want to spend an absolute fortune, is to buy it when it's on special and wait for it to come out. I've been looking forward to this one to come out. It has the old Class 47 GRN and the Class 9 GRN as well, so that's pretty cool. So what I thought we might do in this episode is we will go into scenarios, and I was thinking of doing this preparation work scenario here. Take the assigned locomotive from Willerton Diesel Depot and run it light down to Bishop's Lydyard, ready to start services for the day. We won't be hauling any carriages or anything like that at the moment, but it is a beautiful area to operate a train through. So I thought this might be just a good one to get back into Train Sim, because I haven't been playing it for quite a while. So let's start this scenario. It's only a really short trip. It's about a 30-minute long scenario, so that should be pretty cool. And when I shoot the next one, then I will probably do something that's a bit longer than this. So as you can see there was an advert for Train Sim World 2 coming out that they're working on at the moment. So I'm a little bit afraid that they will start, that they'll actually start ignoring this one basically now. So we're taking the Class 47 light engine down to Bishop's Lydyard for the start of operations, which is easy enough to do. Let's see, unlock the junction, set the track ready for departure. So where are we going? Let's see. We need to go into the map here and have a look at where we need to go. Okay, so we need to be out on this line here. So let's see. That's going the right way. That one there is not going the correct way. So we need to switch that lever. Come on, switch the lever. Switch the lever. We're going to have to do it manually. Oh, okay, no, it just did it? Let's have a look. We are going this way. Yep, no worries. And we are going that way. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So we are now heading in the correct direction, which is taking us through here, which is okay. Lovely. All right, let's head down and jump in our loco, in our Class 47. Now, this is an interesting old beast to drive as well. So you get such a sort of a mixture of stuff to drive. It's quite good. Okay, so that's closed. Now, all right, we need to make sure that master key is on. We need to turn the headlights on. We also need to put the reverser into forward. And off with the brake. There we go. And we will increase the throttle to 30%. A little bit of horn there just to let people know that we are moving. We're in a 10 mile an hour zone here, so we shall not go too fast. Oh, okay, we're in a 5 mile an hour zone where we are. We're moving into a 10 mile an hour zone, so we are actually overspeeding at the moment, which the game will not like. We'll put a little bit of straight brake on there and release that. There we go, we should be okay there. It's just a little bit of throttle, just to keep it at about 5 miles per hour. So I have had this one on my wish list. I do have quite a few of the DLCs on my wish list, but even some of the ones that are on special at the moment are probably far too expensive anyway, even on special. But this one, I think this one was sort of 55% off or something, so about 14 Australian dollars. Okay, there we go. We can let's give it a little bit of a boost there to keep it up around 5. So not really hauling anything, but that's okay. A little bit of speed there. We will get out and have a bit of a squiz of this engine in a sec. Let's just reduce the throttle and have a look at what we're driving. There you go. Which is a beautiful looking thing, isn't it? Bit of classic old British rail. I'm pretty sure they don't operate these things anymore, but there you go, look at that. It is lovely. Go via location, so we've gone via that location. Let's just get a little bit more throttle, just to speed up a little bit. A little squeaky horn. There you go. So out we go. I did do a little bit of personal play on this yesterday, and that was pretty cool. I quite enjoyed that. What are we doing? We're on a 1% slope, upward slope at the moment, so this line does tend to go sort of up and down. There are long climbs and then long descents as well, which is pretty cool. So alright, there you go. So this is it. This is our cab, and this is our office for the day. Lucky to those who get to drive these things in real life, seriously. It's lovely. We probably do need to turn the tail lights on as well. Okay, so we've just gone into a, what is it, a 25 mile an hour zone. And I have noticed that in the couple of runs that I've done in this, then it has been it has sort of peaked out speed-wise at about 25 miles an hour anyway, so I haven't been able to take this any faster than that. I think I did one scenario in this, or one timetable in this, and did a timetable in the other unit, and yeah, both were pretty well the same, 25 mile an hour maximum, but there is a lot of slowdown points and stuff where you're down to 10 miles an hour, so... But definitely a fitting little beast. I do like it very much. I'm going to look forward to actually doing quite a few runs in this, especially the passenger runs. But some of the timetable passenger runs are actually quite long. So at least an hour and a half, 2 hours real time. So that makes it sort of a little bit difficult video wise. However, I probably will do some of those and just cut some bits out in between, so that should be alright. Alright, so we want to try and find a nice balance on the throttle that keeps us running at probably about 24 miles an hour. I do like to stay about 1 mile an hour below the speed limit, just in case we have a little thing where we're all of a sudden we're sort of moving downhill a little bit and we speed up a bit. So but at the moment we're up to a 1.2% upward grade, so we can probably put just a little bit more throttle in there. Sound whistle. We shall. Not that it's a very manly whistle really, but so be it. Alright, so through the English countryside, through a lot of this little town over there, quite a lot of sort of farming fields here, which is really, really nice. Makes me want to get back into FS19. What do we got over there? Have we got sheep or cows. We've got some cows over there. That's probably Lixpen over there. Despite the fact that, I don't think he's in England. Alright. There's a little town on the right there as well. So we're our upward slope has changed slightly. We're now at 0.8%, so yeah, but definitely looking forward to it. There are some other new routes and trains and stuff that would be great to get in this, but I don't know what's going to happen with this if they're bringing out Train Sim World 2. You know, I don't think this has probably been out long enough to, you know, they still need to do some work on this and improve some things and repair some bugs and stuff like that, but I hope they don't abandon it so quickly. But on the brighter note, if it does, if Train Sim World 2 does come out, then the possibility is that the cost of some of the DLC for Train Sim World 2020, which is this one, will reduce dramatically. But knowing Dovetail, that probably won't happen. I don't think that's in their price modelling, to be honest. Sadly enough. As I've always said, and I know I whinge about it quite a bit, but Dovetail are the Adobe of gaming. So they've pretty well bought out and cornered the market in this. So all right. So I'm getting better. I got my COVID results back, and they were negative, thankfully. I'm still getting over the virus that I have had, so I might sound a little bit croaky still, but I'm getting over it, and I'm starting to feel sort of better every day, which is pretty cool. Just having a drink of coffee. There we go. Yeah, so unfortunately, in this line, the one thing that is kind of annoying is this 25 mile an hour speed limit the whole time. I'm not sure what era these scenarios are set in. I'm not sure whether I can tell in any way either. So, but does get a little bit annoying only being able to get yourself up to 25 miles an hour. And as you can see here, I'm not sure what the reasoning is, but as you can see here, you could probably be doing a little bit more than that through some of these areas. So the good news is that we will be Twitch streaming again tonight and tomorrow night for Spooky Saturday tomorrow night. I think we're playing a game called Silver Chains for Spooky Saturday tomorrow night. Looking very, very forward to that. Don't forget, everybody who wants to, who's interested, come and join our Twitch, come and join our Discord community, where you get updates on the streams, and we sometimes have polls on what type of games we are going to play on a particular stream night. I'm streaming now guaranteed Wednesday, Friday and Saturday nights, which is Adelaide, South Australian time. But also throwing in some random streams in between, which is pretty cool as well. So if I have the opportunity to get on, then I will jump on and stream something. We're streaming, you know, anything from simulation games to role-playing games to just fun games, basically. Pointless, senseless fun games. So I'm having a lot of fun doing that, and we've got a great community out there. There is also a new competition happening on the channel for 1,000 subs as well. If you remember that that guy Plays is doing a $400 US dollar giveaway when we reach 1,000 subs. And that giveaway will be based on comments on the after we hit 1,000 subs. Excuse me. A random winner will be picked out of the comments that are on the 1,000 sub video that I do. There is also another one, another giveaway being put up by one of the community, and that is for people to get out there and promote my channel. And for every sub that they bring into the channel, if that sub that they bring in comments on one of my videos and puts your name down as the person that attracted them to the channel, then the person who has attracted the most people will be given $100 US. So that's pretty cool as well. These are things that my community is doing off their own back, and I am humbled and grateful for that. I think they just want to see my channel grow and see the community grow. So if you know anybody who might be interested in the stuff that I'm doing, definitely attract them to the channel, share the stuff around, and you know, you might win yourself $100 US at the same time, so which is pretty cool. If you haven't joined the Discord, then yeah, come in and join the Discord. Details of that competition are now pinned to the Discord, so check that out. And tell me what you think of Train Sim. Do you play Train Sim? Do you like watching videos of Train Sim? Would you be interested in seeing more videos of Train Sim? Because I do find it really, really relaxing to sit here and drive trains and stuff. At the moment, we're doing a pretty boring trip. Obviously, you know, we're not pulling any carriages. We're not dropping off any passengers at stations or anything. But those videos will come, and this video will go out on my Saturday. And my Saturday on my video schedule is actually just a day for a random video to go out. So, you know, a random 1 or 2 videos. So I definitely like the graphics and some of the scenery. I mean, this scenery probably could have been a little bit better than what it is, but you know, they could have put a little bit more effort in, but Dovetail never do tend to put too much effort into scenery, unfortunately. So, but we do have the train functionality there as well. Alright, looks like we're coming up to a whistle, and still 25 mile an hour. Okay, so this looks like it might be a rail crossing coming up here. Add a little bit more throttle. So we're still going uphill. We're still at a 1% upward gradient on this one. So there we go. I've always wanted to visit England and look at the scenery and get to experience some of the farm scenery and farmlands and stuff. It would be an absolutely beautiful place to visit. We'll get there one day. All these places that are on the bucket list for Hokey Pokey and I. Alright. Moving. I don't think we're too far. Well, we're 1.3 miles away now, so it's definitely a nice engine to drive, this one. I'm looking forward to doing a night trip as well. What do we got? We've got some desk lights there. We can light up the gauges. Did that go underneath, did it? It may have done. Can we wind our window down? Yes, we can. Get a little bit more sound out of there. I'm not sure how to do the deep horn, to be honest. I think there's a deep horn as well. There it is, forwards. I'm not sure of the keystroke on that one. Although it's still not very deep, is it? You've got that one. That's the low. And that's the high. Here we go. It more sounds like... I don't know what it sounds like. It's coming through this little area here. What's this? The farm. There we go. There's an old tractor sitting there. Oh, that'd be a tight corner for tractors and a tight little crossing for tractors, wouldn't it? Alright, I need to increase the throttle a little bit. Getting a little bit distracted there with scenery. I do like the detail that they put in these things. It's quite nice. Okay, so we're sort of 0.6 miles away from our destination. I'm pretty sure that's our final destination. Let's have a look. Sound horn. There we go. Crowcombe Heathwell Loop platform. Stop at location just before Bishop's Lidehard. Contact the signal box. Request permission to proceed. Oh, so there is a little bit more in here. Okay. Cool. Alright. How are we going speed-wise? Put a bit more throttle into it, I think. So we're not going to stop at Crowcombe Heathfield Loop platform. We're just passing through, so... Looks like we've got a 20 mile an hour speed limit coming up in about 350 yards. So we might prep for that now. Let the engine slow itself down. Just by throttling off and coasting a little bit. Because we're coasting uphill, then we should be okay. Alright, so this is a green signal. There we go. This is a nice little area. It is lovely through here, though. You know, as I said, they probably could improve the graphics and stuff, but they're pretty rough in regards to that. Always have been, I think. Okay, so yep, we can go through here at 20, which is good. Sometimes you've got to be really careful on this. Sometimes they throw a little curveball at you, and they'll tell you that your next speed limit's 20, and you'll slow down to 20, and then all of a sudden in between the 20 and where you are, then there'll be a 5 mile an hour or a 10 mile an hour speed limit that you weren't aware of. So I've never been able to work that out with what they do here. Alright, in we go. So it is a single line, this entire thing. It's a single line. Yeah, which makes it interesting. I think that's because it's set. Oh, we're going downhill now, so I need to throw in a little bit of straight brake. We'll find a little bit of we'll find a good balance of straight brake that doesn't slow the train down too much, but kind of holds it at the speed that it's on. You know, maybe 15% might be about right. It'll hold us at 24 miles an hour. So yeah, it's a little bit of a shame that we can't go any faster than 24 or 25 miles an hour. Might need to bring a little bit more straight brake in. Now I'm using the keyboard to control the brakes and the throttle, so... But you can use the mouse and look at them and actually manually change them, which is pretty cool. I do that sometimes as well, so... Alright, we can probably... We're going downhill 1.2% now, so I'll just release that straight brake a little bit. I'm assuming the straight brake on this is a little bit like the dynamic brake. In a sense, you can set it to try and hold your speed on downward slopes. So we've got a yellow signal in 2.5 miles, and our destination, or we have to stop, I think, in 2.7. Stop at location just before Bishop's Lidehard. Yeah, so we do. Before we contact the signaller, just to get permission to proceed. Got a whole pile of lovely English farmland out there. That dude's left his tractor out in the middle of the field. Okay, so we're cruising quite well. There we go. We'll do some CSX heavy haul. We'll do some yard shunting and stuff like that as well at some point. You know, driving the SD40 and stuff like that, because they're awesome to drive as well. I do love driving the SD40. It's one of my more favourite engines to run, that one, to be honest. Let's get out and have a look at what we're going through here. There we go. It kind of reminds me of a lot of the sort of rail line space up in the hills up here, where I'm from. There's a single track going through, and you've got all the trees and the slopes and the farmland and stuff like that. It's quite nice. It's very nice indeed. Okay, so we're 1.8 miles away from this yellow signal. I need to throw just a little bit more straight brake into the scenario there. Look at that, it's lovely. Always been very good at the modelling of the trains themselves in CSX and TSW 2020, most definitely. We'll probably reduce that just a little. It's doing quite well, but unfortunately, as I said, we get stuck at this really slow speed. Let's just get up for a sec, let that run. Let's put this window down as well. I don't think we can go in here. No, we can't. That's the parking brace, the parking brake. Excuse me for the cough. We've got our battery isolation switch there. That's pretty well the gist of it. We won't sit in the second man seat. A little bit more, just a little bit more straight brake. We're still at a 1.2% downward slope, so we do need to keep our eye on that a little bit. There's a little bridge coming up over here. And for the price of this DLC for the West Somerset line, they in effect really didn't have to do too much work on the line itself. I mean, it's a single line. There's not much scenery. You know, they'll just plonk a building and a default tractor out in the middle of nowhere, and you know, throw some hedges and some trees in. So it's not like they had to do anything overly dramatic in modelling the scenery or anything in this. However, yeah, for the price of it, and you get 2 engines out of it and some carriages and stuff, but probably still not really justifiable. You know, as I said, I paid 14 something Australian dollars for it. Might be justifiable there, I don't know. But yeah, I certainly wouldn't be paying the almost $40, I think, price tag that they had on this DLC, because you're not really getting enough for that. You know, considering that the game you can pick up for around the same price for the game itself. And that's what I've always said. I think with Train Sim World and with the stuff that Dovetail do, what they should be doing is giving the base game away for free if they're going to charge what they charge for the DLC. And that way they could give the stuff away. They could give the base game away with, you know, 1 train, 1 or 2 trains and a couple of scenarios, and then from there you can make the choice, and you can spend money on the DLC, and you're kind of not, I think if you were to buy all of the DLC that they put out for these things, you could be up for, over $1,000, including having to buy the base game, which has practically nothing in it. So, but it is nice to have to be driving the Class 47. Alright, we're getting pretty close to our destination now. We're under 1,000 yards. We've got a 10 mile an hour speed limit coming up. So what we might do is once we get to about maybe 600 yards, then I will take off the straight brake and I will put the train brake on. Here we go. I'm not sure. Did I just miss a whistle signal? Alright, let's throw that out. Let's put the train brake onto initial application, and that should start us slowing down a bit, so that hopefully we can time it that by the time we get to the 10 mile an hour zone in 400 yards, we are sitting at around 10 miles an hour. I'm not really good at timing this stuff, but I definitely give it my best go. So, or we do have to stop prior to that anyway, so we'll turn that off and leave the driver's brake running so that we can coast into here. I don't want to lose too much speed. We're still going downhill 1%, so we need to stop just before this red light. So I might need a little bit more brake than what I initially thought there. There we go, that should be okay. That's not braking too hard, really. It's not like we've got any passengers or anything on there, so we need to contact the signaller. And I'm doing that by hitting the tab button. It says proceed at restricted speed. Excellent. So stop, close, climb down and manually couple to the coaches. Alright, we just need to make sure, I just need to go down and make sure that just quickly make sure that we are going in the right direction here, and yeah, we are. I mean, I know I can check that on the map, but hey, let's get out of the train and have a little bit of a wander. Alright, there we go. We'll close that. We will jump back in here. So now what we need to do is need to release that brake. Let's give a little bit of throttle there. We can only go at 10 miles an hour, but when we couple, we need to be probably coupling at about 2.5 miles per hour. Let's use that straight brake a little bit to prevent ourselves from doing too much speed. Get around here. A little bit of a toot. Okay. In we go. So this should be pretty cool. We'll need to manually couple this, I think, once we get in there. Yeah, it says manually couple to the coaches. Let's slow this speed down a bit. Try and get ourselves below 3 miles an hour, which we are doing now. There we go. Couple to these old things. There we go. That should be okay. Let's put on our brake, our service brake. Take off our straight brake, and we should be okay to couple now. So let's see, nothing coming. Last thing we want to do is kill ourselves. Where are we? Come on, you're in there somewhere. Did it actually connect or not? Click to couple. There you go. Lovely. Look at that. Perfect. Make sure we're still we're not going to get run over by any trains. Let's jump back in the cab. Close that. Hop down here. Set the reverser to off and switch the headlights off. The reverser is already on off. I don't know why. The headlights are already off. Here we go. What are we doing? What did we have to do 19 yards down there? Maybe we need to go into the back one. Hang on. Let's just head down. Because we were in the front carriage. Duh. There we go. Let's climb up the step. Close that off. There we go. Let's flick that to off. Flick that to off and set the master key to off. There you go. Alright, that's good. Climb down from the train to complete this duty. Let's close that. Oh, it doesn't want to close. Oh, we've got to go over there. Alright. Let's see if we can close this as well. Cab door. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, so there we go. That is the Class 47. How awesome is that? It's pretty cool. Now she's ready for her next service now. All coupled up and ready to go. We will head over here. And I will see you. Make sure we don't get run over by anything. Not that I think there's anything in here anyway. Alright, there we go. So let's see. We got 4,140 AP for that one. Our level goes up. Our West Somerset Railway goes up to level 3. The Class 47 goes to level 2. And we had that really small bit of overspeed there where it was... I think we also had a bit at the start there as well of the trip. So, but other than that, that's pretty cool. Thanks for watching this one, guys. I will post this tomorrow, and I will see you in the next episode of whatever it is we do. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.